Hi all, who's ready for the latest update on the build of this car? I hope you are. In this one we're going to be doing... Oh, you'd be pleased to know I found the steering column. It's alternator all bolted on. Right, since the last video I've been doing a little bit of work on this bulkhead here, cutting out the bits and bobs I need cut out. So like the top ones there for the safety belt, because the top of the harnesses will go around there. Little cut out, I don't know if you can see all the way down there, for the handbrake cable. And I'm just sorting out the cutouts down in the middle there that are for the wiring loom and the gear lever cables, so they all pop out through there. Also dug out the battery, which you can see was in the garage when we were doing the painting, so I've got a nice speckly battery. Right, and the other thing I've been doing is with the seats, so let's bring those into the shade so the camera can actually see. So for the IVA, you mustn't have any, what the IVA likes to call sharp edges. So fiberglass, raw fiberglass, even if it's well finished, isn't acceptable. You've got to cover in this edge covering stuff. So I spent one evening in front of the telly putting that on. And I've got to say, if anyone's got any tips with this stuff, either it's a pain in the ass to put on, or I get it wrong, because I don't know, it seems to always be a fight when I try doing that. I do use a trusty rubber mallet to persuade it to go on all the way, and a few bits where it sort of goes around here. I've used a little bit of impact adhesive as well. But if you know, is there a knack? Is there a better way? I don't know. If you know, because there are going to be a few other bits. Obviously, I've got to put around there as well. And there will be a few other bits and bobs I need to do. So if you know of a sort of a knack or a technique, can you let me know? Because, well, I lost my temper a bit with these the other day. Good job it was in the evening and I could crack open a can of nice cold cider. I'm not sure that just throwing everything in this trailer and thinking I'd be able to find the bits when I needed them was the best approach. The other day I found the steering column and I thought I'd fit that, but I couldn't find the brackets. I've now found the brackets and I can't find the bloody steering column. The hope is to be getting this in tomorrow, so you'll have to stick around later in the video for that one, won't you? Anyway, I'll put this camera down and try and find this bloody steering column. Oh, you'd be pleased to know I found the steering column. Can't even actually remember what the bracket was to go on the front part. I'm sure it would turn up. But next thing is gonna get the master cylinder in for the rear brakes, which is a bit of a fiddly, tricky one. If you remember when I first positioned that, there's not a lot of space down there. It's going to be a bit fiddly. Let's see how we go. I've done my normal thing of marking up the threads on here, so I know like a centimetre to make sure I get a decent bit of thread in there. Oh, I can't get that in with a nut on. Right, so we're next day. I think I'll just show you the... So we've got the rear brake cylinder installed okay. Got on to Car Builder Solutions and ordered up. For some reason they don't supply reservoirs with the little filler, you know, where the line in comes. So I've ordered that up. I didn't have any of the hose either for here. So I've ordered that up. So that's done. So yeah, it's a Saturday at the Silverstone Grand Prix weekend. So we're meant to have another Heatwave coming back. Not quite as bad as last time, but so it should all work out okay because we're sprint race day today. The plan is to get everything ready to rock and roll, watch the sprint race, do a bit of work on the 3D printer, watch quali, get the engine in. One of the main things I need to do is make sure the chassis is well protected at the back, so I don't scratch Jane's work getting this engine in. Wow, this hasn't taken anywhere near as long as I expected. Engine's obviously on the hoist. Wow, surprise, surprise, when I'm digging out all the engine mounts, I found one that hadn't been painted. So I'm giving that a quick paint of gold so that it's ready then this afternoon. Hopefully all the other engine mounts are all painted and ready to rock and roll. So sometimes when you're doing this car building you get lucky. So I mounted the splitter for the front brakes just here, and of course I hadn't mounted it there before. Just put the throttle on and look at that, how much clearance. It literally, you'd think it was made to measure. Heh. Well, that was a lucky one. Although I am actually looking at it thinking, why on earth have I got this splitter? Because I can actually get both on there now. I did this originally, with a splitter, because I couldn't put a double banjo on there. But I've obviously moved that a bit. Maybe I need to get the seat in and have a little sit just in case I've put these on the wrong position. But we're pretty well ready to go, so I think I'm going to go and have a coffee and then sit down and watch the sprint race. Engine roughly in, 2 of the engine mounts are on, so 2 of the 4, and I've got kind of a bit hot and sweaty out here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'll try and just get the one more on the side, and then hopefully then it's qualifying time. Right, so that is 3 of them on, and that's engine in there unsupported. Well, actually it's sat on these, isn't it? I need to get that out. We do have one slight issue. I'm not sure if I said on a video, but I had to put new casters on here because the other ones fell apart. And what I didn't think about is they're slightly narrower than the old ones were. And you can see they're now slightly narrower than the engine hoist. So now I've got to somehow get the engine hoist out. Bugger. This, which is one of the main engine mounts, I've got to look back at videos because it doesn't seem to quite line up with any of the holes. But the engine, at the moment, the engine's clearly on a bit of an angle that way. Of course, when the gearbox is on there, it brings a lot of weight that way, and the gearbox mount as well kind of holds that side. So I'm a bit hot and bothered now, so it's time I think for a very large drink, an ice pop, and watch qualifying and hope that it cools down a bit out here so I can get the gearbox on today. Wow, welcome to the next week. It's Monday and we're forecast for another heat wave this week. So although it's not going to be too bad today, I thought I'll start the week off doing backwards days. So backwards days for me are coming out into the garage first thing to work on the car before it gets too hot, and then in the afternoon retiring upstairs to actually do my job and earn some money. I suppose that's one of the great things of being self-employed. I can kind of flex around like this. Anyway, so we're going to do some bolting up. You may be wondering why I'm leaving this looking all a bit tatty. It will be wrapped in that, the exhaust tape stuff. Obviously I need to try and keep the temperatures down here when the cover's only going to be that PVC cover. So I will be making some sort of plate that I'll use these and kind of bolt on to try and stop the heat radiating up. And I'll also wrap them as well. Very tight on clearance there, and obviously at some point I've tack welded that. I'm not going to do anything about that now, because when the suspension's on, it may well be that the Sean of a few months ago that did that did it for the correct reason, and that is all my gap. But hopefully I can undo that and move this out a little bit, because even with exhaust tape around there and heat reflective on here, it's still gonna transfer a lot of heat, and it's really gonna not do any good for Jane's painting. That's alternator all bolted on and adjusted up. We might need a final adjust once it's running, but we should be okay. I think next job is we'll do the inlet side. We've got to have a look at that chemical metal, haven't we? So hopefully the bits of tape will come straight off. So I was a bit worried it would stick to the tape. So that's my protective tape. So I'll just show you. So that's a normal scriber. You can see this stuff scratches almost like Ali does. Anyway, I just need to make sure the tiny little bits that have gone over are all flush, and then we can bolt this together. Tiny bit of over spill there, so I'll just show you. That's it, files like metal. Pretty incredible stuff. I gotta say, it's not cheap, so I tend to only use it when I really need to, you know, being a tight bugger and all that. There you go. I don't think that's too bad. So this is the gasket that's come with the manifold, and it's a kind of a plastic. I've never come across one like that before. This is the old one that was on the engine, which is more, as you'd expect, metal, but obviously pretty old and tatty. So I think I'll use the new one. It's come with some instructions with torque settings and stuff on there. A bit cheeky, aren't they, how they logo them up with something. They might have copied this lot, but it's not from them. Anyway, so I'm actually going to go and have a cup of coffee for 10 minutes and then fit this. That'll probably be it for the morning. Right, so I've got clutch master cylinder on. Got that on. I think I've already shown you that. And I've just started connecting up the loom At the moment, I'm not too worried about where it's run. I just want to get everything back in position, and then I might have to unplug things and kind of rerun them a little bit. A little bit of trial and error. But that's either tomorrow or later's job. You can see I'm back to being a sweaty git again. So I'm going to call that a day for this video, I think. Next video is probably going to be me connecting more stuff up, maybe even getting onto suspension and stuff like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this second or third, however many we're on now, Heatwave more than I do, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.